I'm
Hello.
Heather, and we are on the Sunshine Souls podcast here, and we are in the local raise section doing a special segment with Danielle Desousa. She is a mortgage broker in Florida, and she's with American Home Mortgage. We're going to talk about something super important to a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers too. This is super important too because if you are selling your home, you need to know that your buyer has good funds, where they're coming from. And there is a new program. It's not a new program, but the Hometown Heroes just released a bunch of money. So we are
50
coming out.
million.
Yeah, it's about time, right? So we said, hey, let's go live and tell everybody the details. I personally wanted to know the details too, how much funds are available, what the whole process is, and I wanted to get it out to everyone. So with that being said, I am going to pass the mic over to Danielle, and she's going to give us all the expertise.
Yeah, so it's a great program actually, because everything they kind of like have they pick the interest rate, they decrease some of the like lender fees, so everything is in this box that you have to fill. So it's a really good program. It's a down payment assistance, and then it's a second lien that goes. So they have their mortgage, the Florida Housing pays their down payment. It comes as a second lien that they don't pay on. So you pay your mortgage like normal. The second lien is like behind, it's a 0%. So the only time that anybody has to pay that off is if you sell or refinance. It is great because it is for the Florida-based workers, like the heroes, so teachers, nurses, law enforcement, veterans. Those are the people that really just kind of protect us and take care of us. And my husband was a law enforcement officer for 20 years. So that is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
My heart. And so I believe that, we can give something back to them. And I think that that's a great thing. It's like I said, the interest rate it's a good interest rate, and so it's not like a non-qualifying mortgage where it's going to be higher. And the other recommendation or the stipulation is a 640 credit score. So the interest rate itself isn't based on the credit score either. As long as you have a 640, your interest rate it's going to be the 6.5. Even if you have a 740 credit score, your interest rate is still a 6.5, which is easy to access. They have it posted that changes every day, but when I looked at it yesterday, it was 6.5. So
which is the norm too, right? That's
yeah.
what the rates are at now.
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
So let's kick back a little bit. If I'm a buyer, why do I want to deal with Danielle Desousa? Tell me your past. Tell everybody why they want to deal with you, because I know you're everywhere. I know you've been in the business a long time, but let's tell everybody.
Yeah. So why? Well,
not particularly why, but just your elevator.
Just a little bit about me. So, well, to start, I've been in the industry for about 10 years, but before that, I did property management. So, it's been probably about 20 years. So I think that just the knowledge of the whole industry is, and then I am really big on just being straight up and honest and real. And then the communication is a big deal to me. So that's my thing. I did real estate, for 3 years and before I got into mortgage, and I just felt like I didn't have really great experiences with mortgage people. And so it's just like I'm big about communication. People need to know what to expect in this process when they're buying this is like the largest transaction of their life most times. So it's important to me that they know. It's important to me that they understand what's going on, that they have the knowledge, and that I am in their best interest. I really truly want what's best for my clients and for my realtor partners, and just women. I'm a big empowering professional women and things like that as well. I live and work here, so it's all about word of mouth and referral to me. I don't have like the marketing dollars that internet lenders have, and, that bait and switch where, people fall into that a little bit. So I don't have that, me and every other local mortgage broker. It's really just about, like, I'm going to see you at the grocery store, so it's important that I have that accountability and that I am, that I do the best that I can. And so that's important to me. And I feel like my reviews show that. And so I wasn't always a mortgage broker before I did retail, which is not, people really don't usually know the difference, but that is, it was great. I don't have anything bad to say, but as a broker, like, it's opened up so many opportunities where I can really have all these different lenders that I can look for the best program and the best rates, the best fees, for my clients, where we didn't have that in retail. It was just the one. We just had the one that we could offer. And as a broker, a lot of the time, so a lot of different options that some retail or banks and things don't have. But the quickness, like, we can close in like 15 days or less, so that's crazy. Like, we never had that in retail.
Realtors like that.
Yeah. Like, I got, anytime if I submit a loan, we'll get a conditional approval like in a day or two. That was unheard of in retail as well. So I just like to think that I have the knowledge, professional, and communication, and yeah.
Awesome. So let's narrow down. Let's kind of like bullet point verbally, like, who can qualify for the heroes? Who are our heroes?
So healthcare workers, I have this little list here so I didn't miss. Healthcare workers, first responders, public safety employees, court employees, educators and school employees, child care workers, active duty military and reserves, Florida National Guard, veterans who are employed full-time.
So the veterans could be employed anywhere full-time? It
Yes.
doesn't have to be, okay. And then
that's how I understand it. Yeah.
With the courts, do they have to be like officers, or like?
I think, yeah, like the security.
Yeah,
the officers in the courts. Yeah.
Okay, but like a regular like admin or like a interpreter, or like somebody that's on like a line, would they be?
That's a good question.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw surprises at you.
No, that's a good question. It's live. We can figure this out. Yeah. Interpreters, you said, or what?
Just the regular court line workers, like the admin, the people who do all the paper lifting.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, but let's see what it comes up with.
Yeah. And healthcare is like the massage people, right?
I mean, I think they're healthcare, right?
Yeah.
I guess
I think that's like, you take the, like, kind of like, I don't want to say wellness, but it's health preventative instead of keeping.
So they do have on the Florida housing. So anybody that wants it, if you could always reach out to me or Heather, and they do have like a list of it's a lot, like all list of eligible positions. So because there are so many that, for the detail, just reach out and we can get that for you and find out for you.
Sweet. So how much money is available?
50 million.
Woo,
50 million. It goes by fast. I think where I read the Florida housing, they think it'll be gone within 7 to 8 months. So, and the other thing I wanted to mention is that there's income limits for people. And then we did talk about that question too, about if they were relocating. So let's ask that too when we get, so the minimum credit score is 640. Income limits apply, and they vary by county. So, for example, 156, I looked it up, 156,450 is the income limit for Flagler. And then 148,650 is Volusia. St. John's is 163K, and Putnam is 148K. So those are the income limits that they have to be or below. So,
Okay.
but that's really good.
Yeah. So just for everybody who's going to watch this, that's really important, because the amount of people relocating to Florida from other places, I see the groups, you see them too. They're coming here from wherever, going to Tampa, going to where. We're going to put Danielle's contact information. She's so good about communication that she's probably going to put her Calendly link. Because every time I'm like, yeah, we should have a conversation, she's like, bam, and she just texts me the Calendly link for me to like pick a day. So just be ready for that. But she'll probably put that in the comments, and just schedule a call and say, hey, this is where I'm here and I want to get here. How do I do that? Tell me what I need to do or how much I need to make. Because those income limits, that was a big change from just even Flagler to Volusia.
Yeah, it was before. I've seen it. It goes up like every year. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it changes every county. So if you step over the county line from Flagler to Volusia, which is very easy, or St. John's, all of a sudden you're out. You might qualify for this house, but then sorry. And it's a lot of money. What's the percentage that they get?
The 5%. So if we consider, let's look at, I had like a little scenario. So if you, let's say if it's 5% of the loan. So a lot of people, like I see advertisements like, oh, 35,000, 35,000. Like, no, it's not necessarily 35,000. It's, so if you have a $400,000 house times 5%, that is 20,000, right? So that is not 35 automatically. So you can take that 400. So you're buying a house for 400,000. You're getting 5% of a down payment assistance. So you can pay your 3.5% down for FHA loan as an example. Then you can take that other 1.5 and use that towards your closing costs. And then if you have a realtor like Heather, then she can help also negotiate some closing costs with the sellers. So potentially the buyer could come to the closing table with zero or very low. Very low.
I'm like with the Dr. Islands.
Yeah. But I always say too, you still, as a buyer, you still have to pay your deposit, so there's still going to be costs that you still have, you have to pay for. So you have your deposit, you can have a survey that you're going to have to pay. You're going to have your inspection that you'll have to pay, and then the appraisal. So all of those are out-of-pocket expenses. So it still does cost you money to buy a house, even if you get down payment assistance and closing costs.
Yeah. And most of them usually happen. They're part of your diligence cost too, when you do the inspection. Because you'll have the inspection, you'll have the 4-point, the wind mitigation, and then the survey that just actually shows up at the closing for you from the title company. So that's all there. But earnest money deposit. And depending on where you're looking, you want to have a good earnest money deposit, because you might be in a situation where you want a house that 4 people want it. So
right.
So you want to make sure that even though you're doing a loan and you're getting a program and you're getting all these funds that is going to work out for you, you want to put skin in the game for the seller too. Like, why should they take your offer over somebody else's? Especially sellers sometimes are like, oh, like if there's a cash deal, then they usually go with cash because there's nothing for them to worry about. But if you're doing this loan and you want them to take your offer, you want to up that earnest money deposit a little bit. I try to make those a little aggressive when people are financing, and then maybe ask for closing costs or something like that. So you're doing, something on the front end, you're getting what you can get. And then, on the back end, everything gets kind of evened out.
You usually do like the 1% of is that what the typical kind of earnest money is?
No. I usually tell people they could do whatever they want, but my opinion, based on whatever house it is, if it's an aggressive market, like if I'm over in Ormond showing houses, or if I'm up in Palm Coast, that house is going to go quick, especially if you're in like the under 350 range. So you need to really kind of put your money where your mouth is if you want that house. someone's going to take their house off the market for you. So you want to put at least 5,000 down. If it's over 350 and above, you're really looking at putting 10 down. And that's just my experience with buyers in the market. That's what they do. Most of them will just throw 5 or 10 at it. I've had buyers that did more. I've had other sellers that have required more. And then I had another agent actually that I worked with, you know her, we did a deal together, and she was very, very good with buyers. She was like, you could put down this much, and then in another week, this much, at like until the closing, they were putting down $10,000 and $20,000.
I've seen that.
Yeah. And that to me is like, you know, if they have it, it was a cash deal. So who cares? You're just releasing money into it, into it. And that shows good faith. And that's a whole different scenario. You know, when you go to a seller and you're financing, and you really, when you're getting a program like this, 5% is a lot of money. Like that's great. So you want to save some of your money for that earnest money to, just in case, you know, chances are if you're going up and you're looking at a house that's been sitting on the market 180 days, when you're looking at it to buy it, someone else is going to be. And that's just how it goes up in Palm Coast. And the way that the market fluctuates. Like right now, we're kind of hitting the summer right now. There's still buyers around, but we're definitely hitting the summer. So once we go into August, it's almost like deer in headlights, freeze, stop, like everything stops.
Yep.
It could change depending on the whole tax thing is going to kind of mess everything up.
Right. Yeah.
So we don't know, but, you know, we just wait and see. August.
So the other thing I'll mention is just something to consider. Anytime that anybody's going to use down payment assistance is plan to be in that house for like 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
And so why people ask me is because you're not getting any equity typically when you buy it, right? Because you're asking for concessions, seller concessions, and your down payment is a second lien. You're not putting any money. So you're buying the house and you don't have any equity. It's kind of like buying a car and driving off the lot, and how it's like that. So now usually, and you have a better idea of the market, but usually home prices nationally go up 4 to 5% every year. So if you consider it, but Flagler and it's kind of been a little stagnant or hasn't moved a lot, or maybe like 1% in like the last year, which a lot of people think it's dropped, and it not on the big scheme of things, it hasn't. But so if you consider that, so next year, if it only goes up 1 or 2%, that means that you haven't appreciated enough. Because if you go to sell it in 2 years, you haven't gained enough equity to be able to pay off your down payment, pay for commissions for, realtors, and all your own closing costs as a seller. So when you do down payment assistance, try to plan on being in that home for a good 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. Which used to be the norm. Like 7 years was like the average that most people were in houses. I feel like that stat has changed. I haven't really seen it anywhere lately, but I feel like that stat has changed. Just because down here, I think a lot of people buy houses, especially since COVID. They've bought houses and then they're like, oh, we don't like the area, we're leaving, we're going to go somewhere else, or we're going back to where we came from. Our children are having kids now, or I feel like that stat is down. I feel like the average is closer to like 4 years in a house, but that's good to know. And that is truly a long commitment to somebody moving to Florida, where this is it's a different kind of atmosphere, should I say? I don't want to say atmosphere, but it's hot here. So a lot of people coming here, they realize, oh, this is awesome, they love it, or this is awesome, but we hate it. Like they only like it half the year. So it's good to know if you are getting that,
And you had asked, we had talked before about the relocation. So let's ask that question again, and let me go back.
That's important. What I wanted to know was who was eligible. Like, obviously they have to be a Floridian, but how long, what are the stipulations? Obviously we know the jobs that you stated, and that people can reach out in the comments and get that Calendly link from you. But What are the stipulations with work and everything when they do get here?
So I looked it up. So, because it was, first of all, they have to, like, what if somebody was relocating as a nurse or something from New York and they're going to come be a nurse here in Florida? And can they get this down payment assistance? So, what I found, looking up the guidelines and everything is, yes, they can qualify after moving to Florida. There's no stated hometown heroes waiting period. One occupying borrower must be currently working full-time for an eligible Florida-based employer by the time of closing. The employer, this is a big kicker here, the employer must have a physical Florida location, and the borrower must work from or report to that location. The home must be purchased as their Florida primary residence. An offer letter by itself does not qualify. They must have actually started the job. So current pay stubs, verification of employment, or an employer letter verifying full-time employment and the physical Florida location will be needed. So that's good to know. So there isn't they don't have to necessarily be at that job for 90 days, but they do have to be working there, and they do have to have their first pay stub.
And the other thing you said, which is really important, I didn't hear it last time you said it, I don't think, was that this needs to be their
primary residence.
So you got to give up your STAR program and become a homestead here in Florida. Yeah. If you're leaving New York, leave your STAR up there. If you're not selling, a lot of people work their own stuff out depending on how long they're going to be places. Call your accountant or call your lawyer. We don't talk that stuff with you, but those are the flat out stipulations for the loan. Which is good to know, because a lot of people, you lucky people, can have more than one house and go back and forth.
Right.
So call your accountant and figure it out.
Yes. So reach out if you have any questions. I'd love to help some people and get into their house.
Yeah. Get a new home, get a new homestead. And it's not just for any particular area in Florida. So not for my purposes, I'm like Flagler County, the surrounding areas. If you are looking to move here, if you are looking to buy something, Danielle is Florida. She's mortgage based. She's
anywhere in the state of Florida.
So you would, it's nice to deal with people face to face, but look, we're face to face now. I could almost kiss you. So it's easy to be face to face. Thank you, COVID.
Right.
So if you're thinking about getting here, I'm going to share the video into a lot of different groups, the relocating groups and stuff like that, hopefully to get the word out. But if you're watching and you know somebody who's thinking about buying, make sure that they see this video. Make sure that they talk to Danielle. Make sure that they get down all of the stipulations that will qualify them. If they are a hero, let them step up into their hero base and grab what's theirs, because this it's pretty much free money and you've earned it. So
yes, absolutely.
We salute you. Yeah, all the heroes.
Yes, for sure.
And they are hero jobs. I feel like there could be a couple more jobs listed as heroes, but maybe they'll change their things later on down the road as well. They did change it already. I was very happy to see the massage girls go in there, because they work very hard. That is a very hard job. I've never done it, but everyone who does it, it's a lot on them. And you're basically pouring into somebody else so that they are healthy and wealthy and filled with God, and they can go on and do what they have to do in life, Right.
So speaking of massage, I really need to, I have this kink in my neck.
I was doing the neck rolls yesterday, and I was hearing all the crunches, and I was it's good if I'm doing these neck rolls.
I know.
I was you invite me to that class, and I'm I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through that class. Honestly, I'm my neck, my back, my hip started hurting this morning because I was up all night flipping around on it, So people that help us feel better and help us function so that, our brains actually work better when we're healthy. So.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally important. We all do not run on coffee.
I know. I love coffee.
thank you everyone who joined us. If you have any questions, I'm going to actually post Danielle's Calendly link. She probably beat me to it already. I just don't see it.
I don't know how to post it on here. Oh, I put it in the chat.
It's just in the comments. This is the one that I'll share, so it will go everywhere. And then we'll come back another time and do something else. If you're a buyer and you want to know about something, let me know. We're working on a couple other things like this for the buying market. And I have a fun thing coming up for the selling market as well. So if you're thinking about selling your home. So I am Heather Lafort from Heather Sells Sunshine, powered by the Realty Hub, and Danielle Desousa, our pet-friendly mortgage broker, dealing, broking, whatever. Any questions, let us know. I will be happy to get you in touch with Danielle and get you to Florida as soon as you can get here. Just know It's going to be very hot in August. And August is a very, very good time to buy in Florida. Just if you are a buyer, it slows down a lot, and sellers are waiting, and then they're waiting when it's like 120, it feels like. So it's a good time to get a good deal on a house. So just kind of throwing that out there. So
for sure. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and everybody have an awesome day. Go enjoy the day and prosper and be fruitful.
Yes, sounds good.